Hello, and welcome back to another freshly squeezed episode. I'm Kelsey, your host and cosmic coach. As always, we will discuss the astrology of the month ahead and close the episode with a juicy collective tarot reading to reflect on as the month unfolds. If you value practical magic and cosmic self-care, then make sure to subscribe to Zodiac Juice Astrology on Substack to receive all of my juicy astrology updates. And before we get started, I want to make an announcement that there is a new option available on my astrology booking menu. For anyone who would benefit from astrological advice, but who cannot afford to purchase a reading at this time, there is an option called Free Reading with Kelsey. Check out the link in my bio on Instagram. I'll also have the link posted with this podcast on Substack as well. But please feel free to share it with anyone who you think would benefit and appreciate a free astrological session at this time. I think it is such a beautiful gift of self-care and spiritual wellness. So if that's something that speaks to you and I can help provide that for you at this time, then please make an appointment, and I can't wait to get juicy with you. All right, let's get juicy. We begin the month of April 2025 with the outer planet Neptune recently moved into the sign of Aries. This will bring a collective idolization of the hero or leader archetype throughout society over the next decade. So if you have prominent Aries energy or planets in the cardinal signs, that's Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, then you need to make sure to stay grounded in reality over this next decade, especially pertaining to the house themes that Aries rules over in your chart. So if you have no idea what the houses are in astrology, then you are in the right place. You can learn more about decoding your own birth chart on my Substack in the archives. I have a juicy series for beginners that's all about astro chart anatomy, where we go over the 12 houses in astrology, and that's something that you definitely want to know for Neptune moving into Aries and understanding how that will be impacting your chart. During the month of April, both Mercury and Venus will be stationing direct, and the planet Mars, that was previously retrograde at the end of last year, is finally creeping back into the sign that it originally stationed retrograde in, meaning we are finally making some headway this month. The momentum is slower than molasses, but we are in it to win it, baby. Neptune in Aries is gassing up our drive and ambition, and we are feeling inspired to take a leap of faith. Do you feel it? Last month, all of our relationships were under review with both Mercury and Venus stationed retrograde. If you fell in love during the Venus retrograde, you may wake up from the Venus retrograde spell that you were under come mid-month. If you got a haircut or made a major purchase under the Venus retrograde, you may regret it or return it once Venus stations direct. That's kind of the Venus retrograde myth, that when Venus isn't moving forward, we don't really see our beauty or our relationships quite the same. They take extra review and it isn't the best time to typically move forward or make new investments during a Venus retrograde. We will finally gain our mojo back when Mars moves from Cancer into Leo on April 18th. Mars is the engine of the chart. It's our passion, our motivation, and our drive. Its least favorite sign to operate in is actually the sign of Cancer. That's because its opposite sign, Capricorn, is where Mars is in its place of exaltation, or its most favorable position. That's because Mars is all about speed and taking action. And in the sign of Capricorn, where it's exalted, it can take long-term action. It has the power to go the distance for legacy and to create really grounded, hard work that is everlasting. Mars loves being in the sign of Capricorn, but it doesn't do well when it's in the sign of Cancer, where we've been emotionally frustrated, and we've had those, Mars retrograde tarot readings of the Four of Cups, all slumped and frustrated and sad. That's the Mars in Cancer vibe that we've been really swimming in, and it peaked around Christmas Eve last year, so we were all really emotionally frustrated at the end of the year, and we're finally moving forward slowly with that. Mars is stationed direct now, so we're not, at least the energy is moving forward at some capacity. But on April 18th, when it moves into Leo, we are going to be stepping into our shine, stepping into our fire, strutting our stuff and owning our shine. Like we're going to be back, baby. It's going to be summertime, full effect. We're going to be wanting to dress up and get glamorous and have some attention and soak up the sunshine and move our bodies with joy. Leo is a sign of joy, so get ready to get motivated and inspired. This Mars will trine with Neptune and Aries, so there's going to be a lot of really refreshing fire energy coming for us come the month of May, and we're stepping into that throughout the month of April, when both Mercury and Venus step into Aries as well. Since Venus is the ruler of Libra, and Venus is stationing direct on the full moon in Libra, the full moon on April 12th will be extra juicy when it comes to love and relationships. Definitely pay attention to what comes up and what is illuminated for you. Hopefully things will be brought into a more peaceful union and we'll be able to move forward. The sun moves into Taurus on April 19th, ushering us into the thick of spring in the northern hemisphere. We will end the month with a grounded new moon in Taurus, and the ruler of Taurus is also Venus, and Venus will join Mercury in Aries at the end of the month on April 30th. So when Venus moves into Aries at the end of the month, it will become hot-blooded in love. But hopefully Neptune's co-presence in Aries will soften that feisty nature, at least for our relationship's sake. All right, we're going to close this episode with a collective tarot reading. If you have a deck of your own, go ahead and grab your tarot cards, and you can pull a card for yourself as an additional layer while we do this together. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. If you'd like to shuffle the cards while you close your eyes and take deep breaths, that's fine. Or you can just put your hand on the cards and focus inward. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together to unify our energy in time and space. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold it and release. Let go of any stagnant energy in the body and let every molecule feel weightless as you exhale. Take an even deeper breath in this time. Release. Settling into the body, allowing the mind to stay quiet. Take our last breath in. And release. Okay. going to pull a card for the medicine of the month of April 2025. And if you're listening to this sometime in the future, trust that you were meant to receive this message here and now. We are all unified together, united in time and space. Everything happens for a reason. So if you're hearing this, if you're listening to this message, trust that it is meant for you. Okay. The tarot card for April 2025 is the Five of Cups reversed. This is interesting right off the bat because we've been getting the Four of Cups in reversed. We pulled that card for January and February of this year, and then last month in March, if you were listening, I pulled 2 cards for eclipse season because eclipse season brings so much change and it really just has special rules and is a different time of year, so I wanted to honor that with the tarot reading that we pulled last month. But this month, April, we are now carrying on the story of cups. We're moving from that Four of Cups in reverse to the Five of Cups in reverse. And this card is a really solemn and internal card. Not too different than the Four of Cups, truthfully, except even more inwardly reflecting, I would say. The depiction of the card is a person dressed in an all-black cloak, and that's really the most striking part of the imagery, is like this person standing alone in a dark cloak with their head hung down and 3 of their 5 cups spilled over in a very careless manner. They look like it's almost, it gives grieving or a card of loss. And the number 5 has to do with relationships and change. And so I think this Venus retrograde energy with love and pleasure and connection in emotions, which is what the suit of cups rules over. We've been having this internal review and maybe feeling sorry for the way that we feel in relationships or in our personal joy, in our personal creativity and compassion. We've been having a really serious internal view on that, and that's something that we're carrying out through April, is this inner reflection on our joy and our passion and how we're halfway there in our journey to becoming the King of Cups and to having self-mastery when it comes to our emotions. But we're at this important halfway mark where it looks like things are feeling very reflective and inward. I mean, to be fair, the Mercury and Venus will both station direct this month, and they both have that shadow period where you kind of have that, week after where the planet has just stationed direct and it hasn't really started moving along in the zodiac. So it's this moment of stillness, moment of silence that's really reflected in this tarot card when it comes to the pursuit of love and inner connection, which is what cups are all about when it comes to the tarot. So you utilize your inner reserves. Make sure you're taking care of your emotions and your emotional body when it comes to your connections. Make sure you're checking in. Venus will be moving into Aries, and we'll all kind of be moving into that me first energy when it comes to love, and a little more selfish around love. And I don't think that that's going to be a bad thing. I think that that's the medicine of the card this month, really, is putting your emotions first and taking that inward look on relationships very seriously in a very somber attitude. Venus and Saturn will also make conjunctions throughout April, so there's going to be a somber, serious situation around finances and love and money, and that reality check of investing in things for the long term. So let me know what you think about this reading and how you've been feeling and how the eclipses turned out for you. Was the astrology reading for the eclipses accurate for you if you go back and listen back to last month? What kind of fated karmic changes and redirections, new chapters that were opened while other chapters were closed? What was going on during eclipse season? I always love hearing personal stories. So if you are willing to share, go ahead and send me an email at zodiacjuiceastrology@gmail.com. I would love to talk stars with you. So thank you so much for listening. I hope wherever you are, you're having a magical time.